Hello, my name is Toben Lafrancois, representing Northland College and the National Park Service dive team, along with Mark Hovey at the University of Minnesota, and here to present an update on the quantitative zebra mussel monitoring and removal we're doing at the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore. So our research dive team found zebra mussels on the Savona Wreck in 2015, and since that time have conducted several surveys of both native and invasive mussels. Each of those stages changed and improved the kinds of searches we're able to do as we honed in on the best way to get divers in there and find the zebra mussels. Each of those stages has its own associated report if people are interested in the details. On the left, you'll see a map. I'm sorry if the colors are garish. I'm colorblind. This is the way I can see it. The yellow indicates the sites that we have found zebra mussels over the years, and the white indicates places we've visited but have not found zebra mussels. And I'd like to point out a couple of patterns emerging from our work that suggest we've got multiple pathways of zebra mussel establishment here at Apostle Islands. Based on EPA work on the veligers or the planktonic juvenile stage of the zebra mussel, we looked at shoals as kind of a sentinel system because they surround a lot of the park. And looking at the shoals, you can see we found them on a west to east gradient, the northern shoals, and then the southern shoals, we don't see any zebra mussels quite yet, which corroborates what the EPA is finding with veligers. And the circled areas are some places we find consistently zebra mussels in these mooring areas. So for example, at Wissahickon, Manus, we find zebra mussels in Quarry Bay and Presque Isle Bay in the mooring areas and on the docks. So that's a concern for human vectors. So in the beginning of our work, we were trying to cover a lot of area. So we were using catch per unit effort. And I just wanted to share that we're honing in on these shoals as sentinel systems and using a GIS-based stratified randomized design that's allowing us to get density measurements. So within each shoal, we'll pick a random number and we'll drop down at that point, and then we'll take a tape measure with us, and each diver is covering a 2-meter wide area. We'll go out from that point and we'll go across several cardinal directions in order to sample that area and quantify what we're finding. So 2 things to note about these results are that the catch per unit effort and the number per meter square, these 2 methods actually track rather well, at least on the shoals that we're using. And the other thing to note is that we're finding very low densities at this time. So the map I showed earlier is very concerning because we see a wide coverage over the northern and central areas of the park, but the densities are low. So if Eagle Island has the highest density of any of the shoals, is like 0.07 zebra mussels per square meter. So in order to get at what's happening, we're going to do some more kinds of analysis than just searching and removal. So on the right, you'll see, for example, that we have relatively robust looking zebra mussels here at the Apostle Islands, and we'll be measuring them, taking ash-free dry mass and quantifying the periostracum wear by digitizing photos of each individual mussel. So we'll get some information on that over the next year or two. And then I just want to point out, on the left is a picture taken from about 6 centimeters above the zebra mussel. And just to plug how valuable divers are and how important it is to have trained eyes in the water, I don't see an ROV being able to get that resolution anytime soon. And I think that we're going to really have to think about keeping divers in the water, monitoring these systems for as long as possible. And hopefully their densities won't get high enough that the ROVs work. And finally, I just want to point out we've had a lot of great community outreach with Bayfield High School, and I've got kids in the water and kids in the lab, so it's been pretty fun tackling this issue with them. And I look forward to sharing any other information with you. Contact me for those natural resource reports, and thank you for your time.